Shalom, this is Mary Omni, also known as Mary Magdalene, from the house of King David, the woman of Revelations 12, Galatians 4:4. Please refer to the Bible, and all I ask you to do is just consider that I am who I say I am, and that I did give birth to the immaculate new child of Jerusalem, newly born Emmanuel, February the 15th, 2011. It is November the 8th, 2012. This is President Obama and the Judah Scepter, Part 2. In the last one, I said October. I meant to say November, because I actually did the recording November the 8th, 2012. And this is the Part 2 of the first one. Now, what we need to begin to understand is that 2013 and January and 2012 December is 150 years since President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which included 40 acres investment in land. And 150 years means that we're coming upon a jubilation year. But how everyone in the world and America knows that blacks are still sleeping and they still have that nuclear bomb in their brain that Ivan Van Sertima said that went off is because in July the 28th, 2012, it was exactly 144 years since blacks became a constitutional nation, and they still running around in 2012 calling themselves a community. Now, they've been declared the only national citizens since 1866, and every other tribe and everybody else got sense enough to call themselves a nation. Even Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam call themselves a nation, which they're not a constitutional nation. And Louis Farrakhan himself is an corporate doctrine contractor. He is not constitutional America, but he has constitutional American under his thumb. He's a keeper and oppressor of constitutional America that's sleeping. And they keep talking about the sleeping Hispanics. Well, I'm going to tell you about the sleeping gods. The sleeping gods of Judah. That's why they call it namesake, because they're gods, and they've been given God name Judah because they're namesakes. Now, their big brother has resurrected. King Yeshua, my Emmanuel, my Lord Son, Savior, and Redeemer, has been resurrected, and I'm sitting on his right throne, so I'm letting you know he's here now on earth. And his father and everyone in the kingdom of David and the king army is surrounding him, and they doing whatever King Yeshua, my Lord, Emmanuel's son, wants. Because even though he was born February the 15th, 2011, each day is a quantum leap for him. See, he doesn't develop like an average child because he is the Alpha and Omega. So he don't develop like a natural child. Now, how did I get lucky enough to be a part of this? Well, it's not a matter of luck. It's who I always was. God is the same as he was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And if the Immaculata was born through a black woman before, it's going to be born through a black woman again. If Yeshua was black before, he's going to be black again. I mean, you know, the Most High and his divine plan and his divinity and omnipresence does not change. It resurrects, but it does not change. When it resurrects as it was. It comes to a revolutionary of itself. Okay, so, and this is what black Americans is. That's why they was written in the Constitution as 3/5, because they third, fourth, and fifth dimensional. They're part of the Holy Trinity, and they're part of the 5 days of creation. It was there at the beginning. Not only that, they're the only ones that's going to go from the 3 to 4 to the 5th dimension, and they're the only ones that are commissioned to take the earth from the 3 to 4 to the 5 dimensions. And they're the only ones who can hold the light. Now, I know that white Americans, they keep talking about it doesn't matter what color Christ is, but every place you look, you know, you have white Marys, white Christ, white this, white that, white that, white that. And so that makes me think that they're calcifying the pineal gland enough to think that the White House is actually belonging to them. Maybe we need to call it the lighthouse, because what it is it holds light, and light is debt free. And the constitutional citizens of Scepter is debt free. They are the debt free, most wealthiest people on the planet, because they couldn't consent to no debt contracts. So they can't hold any debt. They hold all the wealth and the wealth leverage around the world. Everybody who stole from them hold the cosmic debt, and they owe the debt of their souls to Satan and other demonic entities and dimensions. You know, and this is why President Obama and the Judah Scepter Part 2 is so important, because we have to understand that God made ye gods. God made you gods. So declare your God sovereignty. Declare your God sovereignty. President Obama is just a buffer. You to declare your God sovereignty. Now you was real quiet mouth the first time. You didn't move an inch. But now you better move miles and miles. You better move cosmic miles, and you better wake up, and you better move and protect that black infant, because we're sleeping. 20 to 30 million of them is being aborted, trampled, drugged, you know, put in plastic bags, and any other atrocity. They have brought a burden because the government, when they say, well, just let the government pay for it, they talking about the black infant. The black infant is the contractual trillionaire heirs. They're born trillionaires. And this is why Oprah Winfrey was propped up by the media as a billionaire, because she was propped up to cover the fact that all black women are contractual billionaires, and they are attritioned out of cash, but that doesn't change the contract that they own everything. You know, I mean, there's going to come a day when we go to the store and say, well, I'm the Constitution, so therefore I ain't got to pay you for nothing. Give me that couch. Give me that car. Give me that house. Give me that. I don't need no money. I don't need the mark of the beast. I don't need the way you buy and sell, because I own everything. Okay? So, I'm in the constitutional contract. I'm the Constitution. I'm the supremacy clause as a black woman. So, now Oprah prop up was a test by God also. Now, what she did wrong as part of the Scepter was she took and transferred like 140 to 50 million over there to South Africa, while children here are being aborted in foster homes, while her own family members are destitute. And what she didn't get is that in the Holy Covenant, Judah is married to Judah. Judah is married to Judah. Judah is married to Judah. That means black men, black women, and children is married. Now, everything I'm saying, I can prove, and I prove to you over and over again. And my proof is beyond dispute, because it's coming from a cosmic level. Once you read what I have written and what has come to me, you will never doubt again, and no one can deny who you are. Now, I wanted to give this information free because it's coming from your ancestors and it's due to you free. But unfortunately, you've been trained that anything free is not worthy. So you'll spend $10 on a pizza and that'll be worth it to you. But if I give you this information free, then you'll say, oh, it must not be that valuable. So I am asking you for a donation, and a donation is $10. But with $10, you will be getting cosmic secrets, and you'll be able to prove and stand up to anybody. If you don't have 10, tell me the reason you don't have 10, and at least donate 5. But see, since you're used to not paying for anything that you consider of value, it would be foolish of me not to ask you for anything, because if you don't pay for it, you're not going to see it as important enough to read. And once you read it, you will be changed forever. You will never go back to a sleeping slave mentality again. You will never, and never will the world be able to see you like they see you again, because you will be an awakened God. And that's President Obama and the Judah Scepter. There are the awakening gods. Ephraim, which is our constitutional writers, revolutionary, they come in all colors. Because Ephraim was the father of all nations. So when they say the Most High don't discriminate, he don't. But he does discriminate not by race. He discriminates against abominators. He discriminates against abominators. He is very discriminatory against abominators. But he has holy consenters of every race, creed, nation, and color. And believe me, they are much less than the abominators of every race, creed, and color. But he has his holy called Ephraim of every race, creed, and color. And one of them was Thomas Jefferson. Now that was Ephraim. And him and Sally Hemings wasn't as far apart as people think. Both of them was from a Judah room descendancy, even though a white woman matched his complexion and was the socially acceptable of that time. Still, he didn't care. He still took Sally Hemings and he still paraded her, and guess what? He made sure her 3/5 was written in there as a human capital investment. He looked out for his children with Sally Hemings, which a lot of them exist today, and they're part of the American family. They're an example of the Holy Covenant American family. And he was Ephraim, and he had children by Judah, which was Sally Hemings. And they have a long tribe of black children. Okay? And by supreme contract, Sally Hemings' black children own Monticello, whether you like it or not. And Medgar Evers was Judah. Merle Evers was Judah. Malcolm X, Ephraim. Betty Shabazz, Judah. Thomas Jefferson, Ephraim. Sally Hemings, Judah. President Obama, Ephraim. Michelle Obama, Judah. Dr. Martin Luther King, Judah. Coretta Scott King, Judah. So we got Judah and Ephraim coming together here. And Judah and Ephraim has been working all along. Mostly Ephraim men and Judah women. But we have Judah men and Judah women like Dr. Martin Luther King and Dr. Coretta Scott King and the Saint Medgar Evers and Saint Merle Evers, who are all Judah. They have worked together. And they have been awakened 40 years ago, 40 to 50 years ago. So I'm wondering why blacks felt as though they could just go back into a slumber state. When them were guys waking up 40, 50 years ago, and then you was convinced to go back to a slumber state. Well, maybe you needed a rest after the dogs bit your titties and, they put water holes on you. So, you're in the Constitution, the Holy Covenant as the blameless anyway. The blameless. That means nobody on the outside can blame you. Nobody in this world can blame you for anything, but the Most High will and can hold you accountable for his black infants. Trust me when I tell you. You're the blameless to the world because you're the non-consenters. You're the Teflon, Judah. You're the Teflon, the black man, the black woman. You're the Teflon. You're the set apart. You're the non-consenter. You're the scepter. You're the supreme contractor. And you can't be blamed for anything because you didn't consent to anything, not even to come to America. The only thing you have to answer, the only one you have to answer to is the Most High. You're the blameless in the world, but you're accountable to God. And the black man is the most accountable man on the planet that ever been in any eon of time. He will be accountable. So when I tell you the black caucus and the black men better wake up to their 15th and start taking over this government to stop the slaughter of their people and a genocidal setup, I mean what I say. You're sleeping overtime. You're sleeping overtime. Get out of your lazy bag and start agitating, and this time declare the constitutional movement. Not no civil rights movement. Constitutional supremacy rights movement. Listen to President Obama and a Judah Scepter #3.